What's up, everybody? This has been a tough week for this country, for the world, for everybody, and I hope everybody's staying safe and using their voice to make a difference right now. We at The Pop are going to be donating $1 for every view we get up to 100 views. We encourage you to join in, share the love, use your voice, even if it's not monetary. Speak up, make a difference. This is Bookmarked, and I'm Richie O'Reilly. Let's get into it. First story of the day, the match 2. Big success, as nearly 6 million viewers can attest. I'd honestly say everybody came out a winner here. Tom Brady looked like he'd never picked up a golf club before, and then halfway through the day he hit a shot that made everyone else forget about the rest of his day. Peyton Manning looked like he's clearly been living on the golf course since he threw his last duck out on the field. And Phil and Tiger pretty much showed that if we ever have anything to say about a pro golfer ever again, we are wrong. They are right. We need comedians here writing jokes for these guys. We had some good lighthearted banter, but next time, let them have it. Let them go at each other with some true pre-written jokes. Make it funny. Next, Roger Federer was named the richest athlete in sports. Hopefully now he's gonna be able to pull off his upgrade from Uniqlo to H&M. All right, moving on to football. The NFL has signed a $2 billion deal with EA Sports to continue the production of the Glitch Factory series Madden. That's $1 billion to the league, $500 million to the players, and $500 million in future marketing incentives. You mean to tell me that they get $2 billion to have somebody else market their sport for them? I would say the only downside to this is now kids are gonna think Lamar Jackson should be doing this next year, which for as good as he is, might be a bit of a tall task for the MVP. All right, here's a fun one. Korean soccer team FC Seoul has been fined a league record $82,000 for filling their stadium with sex dolls instead of mannequins. What are we doing here? How do we think they were found out? Who bought these? How did they not know this is what they were getting into? And if they did know, how did they not know they were gonna get in trouble for this? Which staff member got caught trying to take one of these home? Me? This? Oh, I was just putting this away. This was the closet. Oh, it's that way. No, yeah, sorry.
Ow.
FC Seoul, Party Factory. That's in case you missed it. All right, time to play some games. Retweet or delete. Starting with Melvin Gordon throwing an absolute haymaker at the Los Angeles Chargers. He said he's not afraid to come out and play without fans because there were never any fans at Chargers games anyway. Yikes. In theory, the Chargers have great support. I mean, everybody's pretty universally behind those jerseys. I mean, they clearly have the best jerseys in the league. Not even close. But the downside is no one actually cares about the team, which is what you would argue is probably the most important part. But Melvin Gordon, let me talk to you right now. As a half-hearted LA fan myself, I really want to delete this, but I can't. I have to retweet this. So you've earned yourself a retweet. And for all 5 remaining Chargers fans who are sitting in the stands by themselves next year, I'm sorry, but I can't imagine you're going to be too upset either. Next, Celtics star Jason Tatum is apparently, quote, most likely going to get this max this offseason. You know, in the same way that you are most likely going to die if you drink bleach. Of course this dude's getting the max. I just listened to Brian Windhorst talk about how this is the future of their franchise and how if he doesn't play well, they're not going to play well for the upcoming season and beyond. You know, of his class, he's by far the most qualified. The only other argument potentially would be Donovan Mitchell. This kid's going to get paid, and other superstars clearly notice this as well. CJ McCollum knows this kid deserves the bag. John Morant doesn't see why not. Speaking of fellow 2017 draft classmate Donovan Mitchell, he wants his dinner money. Let's go, Jason Tatum, pay up. Trae Young has appropriately corrected the statement because he's hoping he can compare his stats in losing games to Jason Tatum's when it's his turn to get paid. I'm retweeting Jason Tatum getting paid. I'm deleting the most likely tagline because it's gonna happen and he deserves it. Get your bag, Jason Tatum. All right, back to the Explore page. Once again, we're gonna be looking at the potential return of sports in the US. And as of right now, the different American leagues are all over the place with their progress. The NHL has announced it will be foregoing the remainder of its regular season and just going straight into the best part, the playoffs. I am pumped. Playoff hockey was already the coolest thing on the planet, and that's why I've been growing my playoff beard for these couple months, fighting people on the street. I'm ready to knock out a couple teeth. Let's get this started. More good news. The NBA's return is looking more like a when than an if at this point, which is definitely very promising given where we were a couple weeks ago. I know we probably won't be able to tell that it's being held in Disney World, but the thought of Markieff Morris walking through Epcot with his Mickey ears on and cotton candy all over his face while he's on his way to the Western Conference Finals has me dying. I love this. I also can't wait to see which parents are gonna get in a fight in the stands first. And the best part about it is you're gonna be able to see the whole thing because the stands are empty. So when KD's mom backhands LeVar Ball in the first 30 seconds of a game her son's not even playing in, you're gonna be able to see the whole thing go down. It's gonna be awesome. My favorite topic of discussion right now with the NBA though is the potential return and format of the league. How is this league gonna look when we actually get to play? And while it appears that right now we're gonna be going with the most boring option and just keep the conferences intact, I wanna talk about the best one by far from a fan perspective, and that's the World Cup group stage. In the best way this would happen, you'd have 20 teams come back, the other 10, you're done. You weren't gonna have anything, don't risk the safety issue of it. 4 groups of 5. Each team would play 2 games against the other opponents for a total of 8 games. The top 2 teams in each group move on, and that's exciting because think about the World Cup. Every game matters, and you get a matchup every night that's pretty interesting. You don't have to watch a dragging series of Bucks Magic for 4 or 5 games that should have been over immediately. In this way, we get to skip all of that and go straight to the games that matter over and over and over again. It's exciting, something different and new. If you want to have casual fans interested, night in and night out, this is the way to go. And then there's baseball. Of all the sports that could have afforded a slip up right now, it most definitely would not have been baseball, and yet here we are. The only thing that the owners and players are really together on right now is the fact that they're both blowing it for the sport. The sport with the least contact was supposed to be playing games right now with all eyes on the league, and it's the only one that looks like it's probably not going to happen now. Both sides are wrong here without getting into it too much, but regardless of whose fault it is, the league looks terrible. To make matters worse, teams across the league are now cutting players and withholding salary payments for some minor leaguers who, I might add, are not included in the MLBPA discussions, so they're getting yanked around without really having a say in what's going on here. I'm sure they would like to get back to play, but it's not really up to them. I've got a lot of buddies playing in the minor leagues, hoping to be drafted into the minor leagues, and this is really holding them in a balance that's not super fair to them, and I feel bad. This has been their dream for their whole life, and it's kind of being taken away right now, so I hope we can find a way to fix this sooner rather than later. This is a major bummer for all parties involved, but the one good thing I will say that's coming out of this, a good story that we should be looking at, is David Price has offered to pay $1,000 to each minor leaguer in the Dodgers system. David Price, I forgive you for torching my team in the World Series. I'm happy you're a Dodger now. You're a legend in my book for this, and I'm grateful for you playing it forward right here. Let's get baseball back. Let's get sports back. We need this more now than ever. I miss sports. This week on Play It Forward, I'm doing things a little differently. Normally this segment is reserved for the positive stories about the times that sports make us feel good. But right now, there's not a whole lot to feel good about. The public and inhumane murder of George Floyd has forced us to come face to face with the truth. It's time for change in this country and around the world. Athletes from across sports have stepped up to share their emotions because everyone certainly has plenty of them right now. Here are just a few of the most powerful examples. I hope everyone stays safe and uses their voice to make a difference right now. Be the change that you want to see.